20th of September, Rabbi Furst, Mishnah Brura, Sukkot.
Oh, good morning, Roy.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Morning, Rabbi. How are you?
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay, let's see. Let me bring up on the screen what we were learning yesterday.
Okay.
This is Rabbi. Again, this is Rabbi still first here at Yeshiva Samanavshi, learning about Sukkot. This is Erev Sukkot. Tafshin.
Morning, Meir. Sorry I
morning.
missed you yesterday. I tried to call you, but I couldn't get through.
Good morning.
Yeah, my phone was off. I was busy all day yesterday, so I'm sorry I couldn't attend.
No problem. Oh, that reminds me. We were talking about Chol HaMoed, and I talked with my wife, and she said she didn't like the idea of us learning during dinner time. So she says, unless it's going to be late, like around 9 o'clock or something, she'd rather we didn't learn.
I think we're in the same position. That's one of the reasons I was humming and ahhing.
Yeah, I would agree. I have no idea what my schedule is going to be like, and my wife still has to go for another treatment on Chol HaMoed too. So maybe that's a good idea.
Refuah Shalema.
Amen. Thank you.
So, Rabbi, should I assume we're just going to have a hiatus?
Yes, I guess so. No other choice.
Okay.
All right. All right.
You're breaking up, Rabbi.
Can you hear the drilling?
No, I can't hear the
No.
drilling. I can't hear anything.
No, I mean, the drilling has stopped at the moment, but when it was on.
No, I can hear you fine. I can't hear I can hear you and Meir. I just can't hear the Rabbi.
Mhm. I don't think he's talking.
Oh, that explains it.
Okay, here we are. Do you see it on your screen, what we have here?
Oh yeah, now I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's see, Mayor. Maybe Mayor, you want to read? Like, we can get a running start if you like, Mayor. If you like to read, that'll catch you up to where we are. We're starting, strangely enough, with Hilchos Purim, of all things.
Oh,
And, yes, but it's on your screen there. I don't know if you can read clearly from your screen.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So Hakoreet let's see. Hakoreet Hamigila Mivarech Lefaneha Gimel Brachot. Okay, so the reading of the Megillah, we bless before the reading of the Megillah, we have three blessings. Al Mikra Megillah Sha'asa Nisim V'Shechianu. The first one is on the reading of the Megillah. The second one is on the giving of miracles. And the third one is that we are living today. Uviyom eino choser umevarech. But during the day, we do not repeat and say the blessing. We do not repeat and say the blessing Shehechianu.
Right, that's the opinion of the Machaber. Okay, now we're going to see the Haggah, the Ramah.
Okay, v'yesh omrim de'af b'yom mevarech shechianu. So, and there are those that say that I guess even during the day, the blessing of the shechi, they say the shechianu. And that's what the Torah in the name of, I don't know what the Reish Taf is, but,
Rabbeinu Tam.
oh, Rabbeinu Tam. Okay, and the Rosh and Hamagid. Okay. V'chein nohagin b'chol medinot elu. And this is the custom in all locations, all countries,
Like regions.
regions. Okay.
Elu. Medinas Elu, in these regions.
Oh, in these regions, right. Okay.
Basically Central and Northern Europe.
Oh, okay. V'echad yachol levarech, the sheni koreh. So, and one is able to say the blessing, and two, the second person, I guess, reads the Megillah.
Right. It doesn't have to be the same person that's making the brachos has to do the reading. It can be done separately.
Okay. Lachareha nohagim levarech. And after its reading, we have the custom to, not custom, tradition, I guess, to say a blessing. Harav et rivenu v'chulei. Okay, so Harav.
Right. That's a special bracha that follows the Megillah that's called the Rav Es Rivenu.
Oh, okay.
Okay, actually, we can now skip to the Mr. Brewer because basically
okay.
we're going to just basically focus on the bracha of the Shechianu.
Okay, V'shechianu. And we should live to this day. V'nachon l'kevan b'vrachat Shechianu gam al mashluach minot v'sudat Purim.
So when you hear the bracha Shechianu being made on the Megillah, it's proper that you should have intention that Shechianu is also going on the mitzvahs you're going to do later on.
Oh, mishloach manot. Oh, okay.
So Manas and the Sudas Purim.
Oh, okay. Shehem. Whoops. Let's see. Gimel Kaf.
Shem Gamkein.
What was that?
Shem Gamkein.
Oh, Gamkein. Oh, I should have known that. Gamkein mitzvot. The Yodia shel l'shat hamivarech Dubaye kavanat shomea umashmiya. Okay, and also Gamkein. So on the mitzvot, and it's made known that the Shliach Tzibor, who does the blessing, let's see, who blesses, Deva'e, but when he has kavanah, or people have kavanah of listening and he making people hear.
Exactly. He should have kavanah that the people should be listening with kavanah to fulfill their mitzvah, and he making them hear. He's doing that in order they should fulfill their mitzvah as well. Okay.
Very
So
good.
you need to have special kavanah on the Shechianu, and especially for the mitzvahs of Shalach Manas and the Sudas Purim, which will take place the next day. Okay.
Okay. V'yikav vein bivrachat shehechianu diyom ki zmanam biyom umi she'ein lo megillah lo yivarech shechianu al mishloach manot v'suda. Okay, maybe we should stop there. Okay, we kavein. What and since this bracha of Shechianu,
Which should be meaning the kavana.
or the kavana.
The intention of this having the intention with this bracha is during the daytime.
Uh-huh. Because Zmanam, their time was during the day, I guess.
I mean, as soon as Purim and Shlach is during the day.
Oh, okay, right. Okay. And what? And if one doesn't hear the Megillah?
If one doesn't have a Megillah, let's say a person
Yeah.
is in a situation he has no Megillah to read from. So what does he do then?
Oh, so then he doesn't say the Shechianu. Al Mishloach Manot, and the Mishloach Manot and the Suda. Oh. Huh. Well, he doesn't have a Megillah. He can't say Shechianu on the Megillah either.
Right, so he's right. So he has no Megillah. He's not making Shechi on the Megillah. So even though that if you are saying a Shechianu on a Megillah, you should have intention that it covers the Sudas Purim and the Shalach Manis. But if there is no Megillah, you cannot separately say it's independent Shechianu either on the Sudas Purim or on the Shalach Manis. As the reason of the Mishnah Berurah is going to be as follows.
Oh, okay. So the Zehu Davar Nahug B'chol Yom B'chol Shabbat V'Yom Tov. For this matter, Nahug is
It's something which is like routine every day.
routine every day, and also on Shabbat, every Shabbat and every Yom Tov.
Right. We always have on Shabbos. We always have a festive meal. On Yom Tov, we also have a festive meal. And also sending gifts. It's very common that people send gifts throughout the course of the day or the year or the week. So it's nothing really unique. Sending gifts of food, especially that's Shalach Manis, sending gifts of food and having festive sudas is nothing. There's nothing unique about it. So there's nothing because of the lack of uniqueness that you can make a Shechianu on. And this is the point that we want to take out from this Mishnah Berurah, which we're going to apply to the Torah. That's where we're going to read in the Torah in a few minutes.
What about the candles?
Right.
If we know we haven't got a Megillah, can't we say on the candles to include what we can include?
Well, that would be if it would be a Yom Tov, because the day of Yom Tov itself, is enough to make a Shechianu, right? But Purim is not of the status of a full Yom Tov, right? So we can't say that the day of Purim itself, at least according to this opinion, we're going to see the opposite opinion in a minute in the Mishnah Berurah. According to this first opinion, the day itself is not strong enough to cause us to say a Shechianu.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, let's see. V'yesh omrim dera'oi levarech zman al hayom mipnei takfu shel nes shaya bo v'kevan zman dizman l'zman kati harehu kechol moedei Hashem.
Right, Moedei Hashem, very good.
Okay, Shemivarchin Aleihen Zman. Okay, and some say it's appropriate to bless this time during the day because tikfu.
That's the intensity of the miracle.
Oh, the intention of the miracle. Oh, okay. that was on the day. And since the Zaman, it's not from time to time.
No, even the man Zman Ka'asi, it does come from Zman Zman.
Oh, it does come from Zaman. Okay. Hooray. Therefore, behold, let's see, who kechol moadei, because they are all
Then
seasons
Purim,
of Hashem.
yeah, then Purim becomes like any one of the other holidays, Mordei Hashem, of the festivals of the
Moadei
Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Hashem. Okay, that we bless on them the Zman, the time.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now this next paragraph, let's skip that. We'll go to the tour. So just to summarize,
Sorry,
The,
you're breaking up again, Rabbi.
I don't know why.
Well, for me, you were breaking up anyway.
Oh,
All right. So,
any better now?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. At least it's not like Humpty Dumpty. He couldn't put him back together again. Okay, so just to summarize, the Mishnah Berurah said, according to the first opinion, that since the Sudas Purim and Shalach Manas are not unique and independent and special in and of themselves, because we're routinely doing those things every Shabbos, every Yom Tov, giving gifts of food and having festive meals, so they're not in their own right unique enough to make a Shechianu on. Because that's that point we want to take now, and we'll see how that's going to be applicable to what we're going to learn now in the tour about Sukkot.
Okay. Okay. Let's see where we are. The tour. Okay. B'Sukkot teishvu shivat yamim gomer leman yadu dorotechem ki b'Sukkot choshvati. I guess I caused them to dwell.
Right,
Okay.
very good. Koshvat.
Okay, et b'nei Yisrael, b'hotzei otam. Okay, so on Sukkot, they lived in for 7 days. They lived probably in the Sukkot, in order that they know that their generations. Because I was going to say made them dwell in Sukkot. I made Bnei Israel dwell in Sukkot, B'hotzei otan, in their exit, they're leaving, I guess.
Exodus from Mitzrayim.
From Mitzrayim. Okay. Talah.
That means the mitzvah is we should teshvu b'shivas yamim. We should dwell in Sukkot for 7 days on the holiday of Sukkot. That's our mitzvah, to be in Sukkot for 7 days. Why Laman? In order that Yedu, it's made known the Dor Sekim, to make it known to your generations. That we have to make it known by sitting in our sukkah. We have to make it known that this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for us when he took us out of Mitzrayim.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so let's see. Talah hakatu mitzvot sukkah b'yitziat Mitzrayim v'chein harbe mitzvot lifnei shehu davar shera'inu be'einenu u'be'aznenu shamanu. Okay, I'll stop there. Tala. Tala is not, it depends.
Yes, yeah, Tala.
Oh, okay, so it depends, that is written in the Torah, the mitzvahs of Sukkah on the Exodus from Egypt.
Right, so it made it contingent, the pasuk made the mitzvah of sukkah contingent upon our coming out of Mitzrayim.
Oh, okay. V'chein harbeh, and there were many mitzvot, lefi shehu davar, according to the thing that we saw with our eyes and heard with our ears.
Right, many mitzvahs are contingent and linked to our coming out of Mitzrayim. That which we actually saw with our eyes and heard with our ears.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's go on. Here's we heard. Okay, the ein adam yachol lehachish shanu v'hi hamora al amitat mitziot haborei yit Allah shehu bara hakol lirtzono. Okay, so let's see. Where did I start? I forgot where I started. Okay. And
You can start tell the hakasav. The pasuk, meaning the Torah made the mitzvah of sukkahs contingent upon our coming out of Mitzrayim. Meaning, since we came out of Mitzrayim, we have this mitzvah.
okay. And there are many mitzvot according to that. The shehu davar, that is the thing that we saw with our eyes and heard with our ears. And there's, let's see, the ein adam yachol, and no one is able
To contradict.
oh, contradict. Oh, okay. This, okay.
Meaning, just for an example, you probably remember the Gemara. I think it's the Gemara Numa brings the when it's Sadukim. That Sadukim, they wanted to indict. No, excuse me, that's something else. The Mitzrayim, the Egyptians came to Alexander the Great, right? Alexander the Great was the king of the world. He conquered the world. So the Egyptians came to Alexander the Great, and they said, "Listen, the Jews stole all that stuff from us, right? They said they're going to borrow our stuff, our clothes, and our gold, and our silver, and our belongings, and they never brought it back. They never brought it back. So they asked Alexander the Great to charge the Jews of and obligate them to give back all the things we took back from them. So you see, if the Egyptians didn't contradict Yitzias Mitzrayim, Alexander the Great didn't contradict Yitzias Mitzrayim. It's something we lived through, something we saw, so no one can contradict it. That just goes to show the tremendous lack of what we call Yuridis Adoiros. And in our own generation, people have the audacity to claim that the Holocaust didn't exist, right? That there's such people that make such claims and believe such silliness. That's something which is a historical fact. People even have the audacity to claim that a historical fact doesn't exist. That just goes to show how little intelligence we really have at this low level of existence that we live in our present state of disarray and confusion. and which is only indicative of our own fallings, because if Klal Yisrael would really take and heed the lesson of the Holocaust, Kadosh Baruch Hu did that for a good reason, for many, many good reasons. And one of the main reasons is that we should learn from what happened there. But if we choose to ignore the lessons that the Holocaust are going to teach us, so you can't blame the Goyim for claiming that it never happened. If we don't make use of the lesson itself, so the Goyim, they'll simply just reflect our lack of belief and understanding of what took place there. So if we don't believe that there was anything to be learned from what happened 60 years ago or so, more actually, 70 years ago, then obviously the Goyim will just come along and say it never happened, because there's no benefit. If we're not taking a lesson from it, there's absolutely no benefit. So it's like it didn't exist. But anyway, that's just an aside. But getting back to our point here, we see that there are many mitzvahs which are contingent on our coming out of Mitzrayim, and that's because something that we lived through, we saw, we heard, and no one can contradict it, and therefore it gives a proof positive of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's existence in the world. And that's what it says. That it's giving, it shows, it indicates the truth of the existence of Kadosh Baruch Hu Yisala, exaltedly, and who Baruch Hu Ritzonah, he created everything according to his will. Okay, go ahead, man.
Who asher lo koach v'hamemshala v'haychulat v'elyonim v'tachtonim la'asot bahem kirtzono. Okay, and let's see. So according to his will, and he who's the strength and the ruler, I guess, Memshalah.
Right, sovereign, the sovereign.
Ayicholah, who is above and below. Able, okay, above and below, to do these things with his will, according to his will.
Right, very good.
Okay, next paragraph.
Right.
Okay, ve'ein mi sheyomar lo ma ta'aseh kasher asa imanu. Maybe it's Amen. No. Behotziu otanu me'eretz Mitzrayim. Oh, yeah. This thing just got in my way. Hold on one second. Stupid things. Okay, so ve'ein miyomar. And one is not able to say about him what Mata said, what you did when
right, and no one can say to Akash Baruch Hu, Matasa, what is he doing? We say this in the morning. If you know there's a section in the Siddur before Psukei Zimra that it follows right after the Akedah. There's a short Shema there, and there's several paragraphs following after that.
Right.
So we say this phrase, "Ve'ein mi she'omer ma'atasa." No one can make a claim to Kadosh Baruch Hu and question what he's doing.
Okay. What he's doing, share us, what he is doing with us, V'hotzi Otanu, and that he brought us from the land of Egypt, the Otot, with signs and moftim, wonders, the Hasukot and the Sukkahs. Sheomer HaKatuv, that which is written in the Torah, Shehoshivenu Bahem Haim Anani Kvodo, Shehakifan Bahem Libal Yaakov Bahem Sharav V'Shemesh. Okay, so that it is written, Shehoshi, that he caused us to live in them. Now, I'm not sure what Bahem is referring to, because Sukkot is feminine. This is
Well, that's going on. Haim Anani Kavodo. That was the Anani covenant.
Oh, the covet. Oh, okay.
He caused us to dwell. He caused us to dwell within the Anani covenant.
Oh, well, isn't that because it hovered over us?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Shehakifan Bahem. Is that what that means? That it hovered over us?
We was surrounded like a cuffers, right? When you do a cuffers.
Oh, yeah. A cuffers. When it surrounded them.
Yeah, we were surrounded. We were encircled by them.
Okay. Let's see. Laval, Iko, Bahem, Sharav, Shemesh.
And it should not hurt them. The heat or the sun.
Oh, the heat of the sun. Oh, okay. Or probably also the coldness at night too.
Yeah, that's also true. That is right. The Anani covers protect us from everything, and also from Akrabim Nachashim, from scorpions and snakes. There are a lot of those things out in the desert there, right?
Right.
And wild beasts. Remember the scene, if you may remember the scene at the Yam Suf, right? We were surrounded on all four sides. From the sea was in front of us, and on the side was the wilderness with wild beasts and scorpions and snakes, and the Egyptians were chasing after us from the rear. We were surrounded on all four sides. We had no way out. We're completely cut off. And Hashem saved us. He brought us out of that dire matzav that we were there, stuck at the Yam Suf, and lo and behold, Hashem came to our aid. Yes.
Okay. So the dugma, lezeh sonu la'asot sukkot kidei shenizkor niflotav v'norotav. Okay, and this is an example of son.
Right. So as a dugma, as a sort of like a simulation of this, to simulate this, right?
Okay. So to simulate this,
Sivano, to simulate.
Oh, Tivanu, he commanded us to make Sukkot. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
In order to remember his wonders and his awesomeness, the Afal Pi she'yitzianu mimitzrayim b'chodesh Nisan.
Well, so now that Taz is going to the tour is going to go into a deeper explanation. But up until this point, he's saying that that the simulation of our reenacting what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for us when we came to Mitzrayim is done through our dwelling in Sukkot for 7 days. That's a simulation, a reenactment of how Hashem took care of us for actually the 40 years or so when we were in the Midbar, when we came out of Mitzrayim. And that's the command that we have to simulate this by dwelling in the sukkah for the 7 days. And now, and this is all linked and contingent on our coming out of Mitzrayim. So based on that, the Torah is now going to say a very important point, and he's going to be in a certain way asking a question and also giving an explanation.
Okay, so let's see. So the afal pi shetziyanu mimitzrayim b'chodesh Nisan lo tzivanu lo tzivanu lasot sukkah b'yoto hazman l'fnei shehu yemot hakayitz. Stop there, I think. Okay, so therefore, he commanded us from Egypt in the month of not commanded us. He caused us to go out from Egypt on the month of Nisan, but he didn't.
So really, so in a certain respect, if we want to really simulate our coming out of Mitzrayim, right, we should be simulating that by having the mitzvah of Sukkot in Nisan.
Oh, in Nisan, yeah.
Because that would correspond to the time of year when this actually occurred. Right? For example, Shavuos, right? We celebrate the Chag of Shavuos, Zman Matan Torosenu, the time of the giving of our Torah and the time of our accepting Torah on the day that the Torah was given. Right? Pesach, Pesach we celebrate and observe on Tezvav of Nisan, on the day that we ate matzahs in Mitzrayim and the day we came out from Mitzrayim, right? So following that line of reasoning, we should be observing the mitzvah of Sukkot also in Nisan. At the same time we were coming out, we should now commemorate it and simulate it at the same time of year than we actually came out.
Right. During the days of summer. Okay. V'derech chol ha'adam la'asot sukkah l'tzel v'lo hayta nikeret asitanu bahem shehem b'mitzvot haborei yibarach. Okay, and the derech and the way of all man is to make the sukkah for a shadow. Let's say,
yeah, to make it as for shade. They want to have
for shade. Okay, for shade.
Right. So again, like he says, Afopi, even though Hotzianu mi Mitzrayim b'chodesh Nisan, even though that we were taken out of Mitzrayim in the month of Nisan, which is the springtime, Lo tzivanu la'asos sukkah bosa azman. We were not commanded to make sukkahs in that time of Nisan. Why? The fee, because Shahu Yamos HaKayitz, because now that's the time of the summer. And it's the normal way of everybody to now make sukkahs for shade. They're coming out. It's been a long, cold winter, and now in the springtime and the following months of the summer are approaching. So people want to come out of their winter homes and live in the nice, clean, fresh air and warmth of the sun in the summertime. But nevertheless, they don't want to be battered day in and day out with the sun blasting down upon them. So they make sukkahs for themselves. They make canopies for themselves to protect themselves from the sun. So that means everybody's going to be going out in the time of Nisan to make sukkahs. And in that case, and if that's the case, it wouldn't be apparent that we are in our going out and building our sukkahs and sitting and dwelling in our sukkahs. It wouldn't be apparent that we're doing it because of the mitzvah of Hashem.
Oh, okay. V'lachein tzivo tanu shenaseh b'chodesh hashvi'i shehu zman hagishamim. Oh, okay. And therefore, he commanded us to make them in the 7th month, that is the time of the rains. Okay. V'derech kol adam latzeit misukoto ulioshev bebeito. Let's see. So v'derech, and it's the way of man to go out from his sukkah and live in his house.
Right, meaning in the fall, in the time of the Geshamim, at this time of year,
When it rains.
everyone's packing up. They're leaving their bungalows and their cabanas, and they're leaving their outside living facilities, and they're now getting ready to dwell in their homes in the winter, to be protected from the
Okay.
cold and the rain. So
Okay.
that's why we were given this mitzvah specifically now. We go out now and start building sukkahs and start dwelling in the sukkah when everybody else, they're busy packing up their sukkahs and getting ready to go inside. But in
Uh-huh.
that case, to contrast what we're doing, which is a mitzvah from Hashem, we do it exactly opposite of what everyone else is doing.
Right. Okay. Good. ואנחנו יוצאים מבית הבית להישב בסוכה בזה יראה לכל שמצוות המלך היא עלינו לעשותה. Okay, and as you said, so that, and then we go out from our homes to dwell in the sukkah of this year. With this, we fear or we
So
see.
it's ubezeh yireh lekol, it's manifest to everyone.
Okay, to everyone, the mitzvot of the king who does things over us.
Right? The call is mitzvah melech. It's all the command of the king. Hayaleinu lasos, who's upon us, who makes it incumbent upon us to do.
Uh-huh.
Nobody in their sensible mind would go out and start building a summer hut to dwell in now. Now's the time when the clouds are coming, the winds are picking up, getting colder at night, right? It's not comfortable now to go out and start living outside. So why are we doing that? So everyone realizes and knows. Everyone can take a look at the Jews. Look at the Jews. They're building sukkahs. Look at their roofs. Look at the streets. Look at the porches. They're all filled with these wood huts. And it's obviously that they're doing this because Hashem is commanding them to do that.
Hmm.
So therefore, we can now understand a little bit better with the preface that we had with the Mr. Brewer's discussion of making the Shechianu on Purim, that when we had the mitzvahs of Sholech Manas and the Sudas Purim, Mr. Brewer mentioned the first opinion that independently they can't rightfully have a bracha shechianu made upon them because there's not enough of a uniqueness to the festive suda, the festive meal, or the sending of gifts, specifically food gifts. There's nothing really particularly unique and special about doing those activities because they're done on a regular basis. Shabbos, we have festive meals. Yom Tov, we have festive meals. People have weddings during bar mitzvahs. People have family gatherings during the week time as well. So people many times are always having parties and get-togethers and festive meals. Likewise, sending food to people, people amongst family members, especially, mothers to their children, daughters-in-laws to our parents and to our in-laws, right? They're all busy making cakes and cookies and making good things and sending them to people, right? So There's nothing unique about sending food to another person that would separate itself from a normal daily activity that would warrant that you would say an independent bracha of Shechianu on either the Suda of Purim or the Shalach Manas. So that's also clearly the same concept that the Torah is dealing with over here. It wouldn't be appropriate that we got the command to fulfill the mitzvah of Sukkot in the time of the proper time, which would be really Nisan, and you should really follow sometime after Pesach. We should, whatever, and we can pinpoint exactly when we got the Anani covered. If the Sukkah is a commemoration of the mercy and kindness Hashem did for us by giving us the Anani covered to protect us from the heat and the sun, and also, as you mentioned, from the cold at night, and also from the wild animals and the scorpions and the night and the snakes, then we should be observing the commandment of Sukkot at the time when we got the Anani covered, which means shortly after the Yetzias Mitzrayim. But then it wouldn't be apparent that we were doing it because it was a command of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, because everyone's doing that. If everyone's building their sukkah, everyone's building out of, putting up tents, they're going out into their bungalows, they're going into their cabanas, all the different kinds of things, and that's what they do, and that's what they live in during the summertime. So if we would do the same, it wouldn't be apparent whatsoever that we're doing it because it's a command of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, Kadosh Baruch Hu, according to the Torah's explanation, very rightly delayed our keeping of the mitzvah till after Sukkot, and then in the time of the Geshamim, the mitzvah of Sukkot is given when the rains are about to come, and people are closing up their sukkahs, their cabanas, their bungalows, and they're going inside, and we do the exact opposite. So therefore, it's obvious to everybody that we're doing this because it's the command of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And then therefore, by right, we can make a Shechianu, right? I mean, another consequence of this is, had it been that a Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded us to keep the mitzvah of Sukkah sometime in this, and it would not necessarily be apparent that would make a Shechianu on the making or the being in the Sukkah, because it wouldn't be apparent that we're doing it because of the Ratzon of Hashem. Okay. Any questions about this? Pretty clear?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Very good. All right. So if good. All right. As I mentioned, I touched on this yesterday also, that this is one of three mitzvahs. The mitzvah of Sukkah is one of three mitzvahs where in the pasuk itself makes the command of the mitzvah contingent upon certain things. There are more than three, but these, when it says the expression laman, that expression when you find that in the Torah, when it's attached to a doing of a mitzvah, that's a very significant statement, and that actually affects our actual keeping of the mitzvah, right? That special expression laman, because of this, I mean, for the sake of this, that's a clear indication that Hashem is giving us this mitzvah for a specific reason. And we have two other mitzvahs which share the same expression. One, as I mentioned yesterday, I mentioned both yesterday, is the mitzvah of tzitzis, and also the mitzvah of tefillin. Tzitzis and tefillin also contain this statement of Laman. Right.
Well, Laman is in the third paragraph of the Shema, I think, isn't it?
That's right. By tzitzis, exactly. That's one of the Malan Tiskuru Vasisem or something. Take a look. Let's see there.
Right. Let's see. The Shema. It's towards the last third of the Shema. Laman tiskuru v'asitem ekol mitzvotai. Vitem kedoshim lelokeichem. Okay, so let's.
Another Laman.
Yeah. Where do you see that, Lou?
Laman Yerbu Yimechem V'Yimei B'nechem.
So that's also I mean the phrase Laman is common throughout the Torah, but sometimes it's not always attached directly to a doing of a mitzvah.
So there's Laman. Let's see.
It should be toward the end of that third paragraph, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I don't see it.
Oh,
here I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Tiskuru Vasisem. Eskom
Right.
Mitzvosai.
Right.
So one of them is on tzitzit and the other one is on mezuzah.
There's also
Oh yeah. The mezuzah, yeah. Huh.
you have it there. You find it there. There.
What the second Laman that's in the second paragraph?
And it should be in the third paragraph, right?
Yeah, the third paragraph I see. My eye just roamed up the page, and it says Laman Yerbu Yimechem
Right.
V'Yimei B'nechem.
Right. So that's a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
That's a general statement in terms of keeping all the mitzvahs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But
Well,
it comes
no, look, it follows.
mezuzah.
Write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, in order, blah blah. So I presume that's the mezuzah. No?
Well, that's one of the reasons why that the mezuzah is known for its ability to protect, right? That one of the you don't have so much kabbalah that's why you're putting up a mezuzah, but the mezuzah is every time a person goes past the mezuzah, he's supposed to think how Hashem is upholding, keeping everything stable and everything like that. So that's an indication of Hashem's ability to protect him, right? And here it's giving length of days. Yeah, that's a whole question. The Bach was in a commentary on the tour. He goes into detail about this.
Yeah.
And he mentions specifically about the mitzvahs of tefillin and tzitzis and sukkah. Okay, I guess it's about time we have to stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone should enjoy their sukkahs, and I guess we'll join up after sukkahs. Exactly which day, I'm not sure what the calendars actually how the calendar is actually configured.
I think it's the 29th. It's Thursday, the 29th of September.
Well, okay.
That's the day after Simchas Torah. Right?
That's right. The day after Simchas Torah, also known as Isru Chag, right? That will be
9 o'clock.
yeah, I guess so. Right.
Okay, I think that's going to be a regular day. I think everybody's going to be back.
Uh-huh.
As far as I can tell, all the Rebbeim are going to be their normal schedule that day.
Okay, very good. So Bez Hashem, 9 o'clock will resume.